when the organization is under attack. It is in section 6, subsection 7b, where the EFF constitution speaks to what it means to be loyal to the organization. This section states that loyalty to the organization means that at all times, members and leaders will not keep quiet when the organization is unfairly criticized and attacked in private and in public. I want to tell you today, comrades, that to betray this movement for personal reasons constitute an attack on our movement. Comrades, it is this section of the EFF Constitution that obligates all of us to speak out in private and in public and declare where we stand when the attack of abandoning this movement confronts us. Why are those who are known and popular to be the most vocal on social media suddenly silent? Why are their voices when our movement is under attack? Where are those loud voices? Why do they not use their platforms to speak in defense of the EFF if they are truly loyal to this movement? A leader of the EFF who is well known in the EFF, who is very popular in social media, on television, radio, and everywhere else, the EFF gets under attack. These leaders do not say anything, but because they don't know where they stand. But there is a practical way to find out where they stand. Just go and look at where their parents stand. Look at where their relatives stand. Look at where their spouses stand. You will know that those closest to them are speaking on their behalf because they whispered into their ears. How can someone say a decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us, when the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him and you will know where this leader stands. Live now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our country. You must live today because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future. The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Live now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to live, live now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power.
Hello everyone, welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity, who is about to be freed from the battle between the EFF and itself, but we are going to be having a nice little war between MK as well as EFF because Julius Malema is spitting fire. So he had some kind of a meeting or a rally with EFF Ground Forces Forum in Gauteng, and basically he was spitting fire as you just heard. So the question that I must asking myself, who are the people that he's talking about that they are double parkers or something like at night they are with the MK, but during the day they are with EFF. They're just waiting for an opportunity coming from the MK to give them, and then they leave EFF. And some of them apparently even threatened that if they are not elected into power or positions in December, I'm assuming that EFF is going to a Congress where they are going to choose a new leader. Of course, we know who's going to come out the winner as president is going to be Julius Malema, because it's like that, right? And so they have made some threats, and he kind of like went off at EFF leaders, the current leaders in parliament as well as in the party, who have not defended the party in public, meaning on social media platforms. And I was thinking, but shouldn't that be like a choice of some sort, whether I will defend my political party or not? But turns out that he is shouting at them. And I was looking, I went to X, I went to Facebook, and I did not see Ndlozi defending EFF after Shivambu left. I did not see Fana Mokoena also defending the EFF on any social media platforms. I did not see the former Secretary General of EFF. I did not see a lot of them, as a matter of fact. So he was battling on this one on his own, and just few members as well, whom I think they were not quite sure whether they stand with Floyd Shivambu or they still stand with Julius Malema. But you can tell now that he is doing this rally or meeting with the ground forces forum, who are basically pretty hyping him up, and suddenly he became the Julius Malema we knew in the ANC Youth League. He revived and he is on fire. I think he's just a wounded horse right now, or a wounded lion, let me put it that way. He's a wounded lion and he doesn't trust anything. He doesn't trust nobody at this point in time. So that is why he's making the threats that he's making, that please, can you leave us? That's what he's saying. Leave us so that we know who are the real ground forces and who are the real leaders of the party. And I was thinking to myself, uh, I do suspect that MK is poaching some leaders in the EFF, but I think they were told park while we're busy sorting some few people inside the MK. That is why I believe there's going to be more and more and more members of parliament from MK that are going to be released. And then those that are coming from the EFF will replace the ones that have been removed. But I thought floor crossing was no longer legal in South Africa. But of course, going to do it in a clever way, I suppose, because wow, wow, that's what it's looking like. And if you thought for one second that the ANC is going to leave any of these two political parties, or whether it's the MK or the EFF, I think they'll be making a grave mistake by thinking that, remember, the ANC is bleeding on its own. As a matter of fact, the ANC is on its knees and it's literally trying to breathe in as much oxygen as it can, and it doesn't want to give up, even though it's at the hospital on its deathbed. That is just my opinion about that. But they are going to fight to hang on to life for as long as they can. And in order to hang on to life for as long as they can, they will have to send into both these political parties what you would call moles. Once again, this keep making me remember Congress of the People, because that's exactly what they did. This is the ANC. I mean, they do have the resources, human resources for that matter, whom I think they are going to work on them butting heads instead of working together. The EFF will be on to MK and MK will be on to EFF. It was quite interesting to hear Julius Malema also calling Floyd Shivambu a coward. I was like, wow, you calling your best friend? I mean, your best friend made a choice, and then we do have freedom of choice in this country, don't we? But it was interesting to hear him call him a coward simply because he would not answer why he would not renew his EFF membership, and also why is he moving out of his office as deputy president of EFF. But apparently, Floyd Shivambu said nothing. He did not respond. And so that is what actually got Julius really, really upset. And definitely, he is now going to be fighting his friend in public. And I think as well, there are going to be some members of parliament that are going to be recalled by EFF, because I think, again, Julius Malema doesn't trust nobody. And since they did not defend the party in public, that too adds some kind of wound and distrust that he may have had for any of those leaders. It's going to be interesting to see who those leaders are. But I've spotted Josie Fana. I've also spotted that gentleman, I forgot his name, the former Secretary General. I've spotted there are a few, just that I don't know their names. And then only a few then were on social media basically trying to defend the organization. I think that is very strange that even have it in the constitution that you have to defend the organization, because he was quoting, as you heard him, a section of their constitution that you, as a member and leader of the party, you have to defend the organization, come high water, come whatever. And the part that also made me laugh, when other people were actually dissecting this issue, they're saying that Julius Malema, during negotiations for what now we have a Government of National Unity, or GNU, is that he wanted, or he negotiated to be the deputy president of the country. That is what he wanted. Without the that, he was not going to join GNU. But he came onto the public platform and said no. The reason why he's not joining GNU, it's because of the DA and FF Plus. He's not going to work with neither of these political parties if they are part and parcel of the GNU. And I was like, sir, did you check how many numbers you have after the elections? I don't think you have that that kind of bargaining powers to be the deputy president of the country. I think there he may have made a big mistake. However, though, Floyd Shivambu, upon finding out that what that is what he was negotiating for himself, he kind of like also lost faith in Julius Malema that he is doing this only for himself. What about him? And so he felt unappreciated. I mean, we all know Floyd Shivambu has always been in the shadows of Julius Malema, even in the ANC Youth League and in EFF. I mean, 10 years. How many years? 10, 12, 12, 13 years of being in the shadows of Julius Malema. That is, any man will say, no ways, I'm done. I'm done. Especially after he found out how Julius Malema allegedly was negotiating for himself and he did not even include him in anything. Yet, what's his name? Ramaphosa, who was the president of the country, was placing them in ministerial positions, but they did not want those ministerial positions because Julius Malema wanted to be the deputy president of the country, as well as have the DA and FF Plus removed in the national government of the government of national unity. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. Like I said in the past, the next 2 years are going to be very interesting. But there's going to be a war between EFF as well as MK going forward. And we are going to see a lot of leaders of the EFF joining MK. And I would say that would be a big mistake. Rather go to a political party that has had a sting by the ANC like COPE, then they have greater chance of getting elected. And I'm not quite sure when his COPE's Congress is going to be. I think it's also going to be in December or something like that. There they stand a good chance if they left now and build their name inside the party and establish structures, come from a branch or whatever it is it's called. And who knows, they might actually get elected at that political party's Congress. And then they work on placing Congress of the People back onto the political landscape that it was yanked out because of the 29 of April, I mean, of May general elections. So I don't know. You have to be smart when you are playing this game, I think. If you are just going to be haste, you will actually find yourself burning and you have huge regrets why you even left the EFF to begin with. So now it's going to be interesting to see EFF Ground Forces Forum coming after anybody that is criticizing the EFF. This video is not criticizing the EFF at all. I'm just saying my mind here. I'm just saying my mind. If you find this as a criticism, then clearly you're misunderstanding me. And I'm not responsible for what you understand. That is what my disclaimer. That's my disclaimer. Other than that, we'll be watching and definitely we are going to be talking and we are going to voice our opinions about what is happening in the EFF and MK and how the ANC, I believe, is going to stir the pot. So it's going to be interesting. Anyways, do not leave this video without liking, sharing, and commenting. Let me know your own opinion about what you think about what Julius Malema said in his speech to the EFF members in Gauteng. The threat was quite real, and I think people now fear Julius Malema more than they ever did, which is, yeah, a video for another day. And also subscribe, and if you have subscribed, don't forget to click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching the ads, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.